In today's episode, the Ford Fiesta in this 1998 all-range brochure. Hello and welcome to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel. Yes, if you're new to the channel, we're here on YouTube looking at car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. If you think that might interest you, then please do consider subscribing. Anyway, yes, we've been looking at this all-range brochure for Ford cars. Last week we looked at the Ford Ka. Today, the Ford Fiesta. If you did miss last week's episode, I will do a link at the end, but let's get straight on with it. Let's have a look at the Ford Fiesta. So I guess first thing, let's give a quick nod to the brochure itself. It is the Ford range, 1998 edition number 1. Front cover showing all the cars that this brochure is actually featuring, which actually looks vast and all sorts of different types of vehicle. Even got commercial vehicles on there like the Transit. So an interesting brochure. So last week we looked at the Ford Ka. This week the Ford Fiesta. And if we turn to the Ford Fiesta page, we can see, like the Ford Ka, we get a lovely image on one side, actually quite good quality photography actually on it. We get a quick introduction, we get a list of features, and then we get the different specs on this page. So it's a bit of a weird brochure in that, unlike brochures in the 80s all-range brochures which give you loads of detail about all the different spec levels, this one, well, it's a case of read this quick overview, and if you want more you pick up the actual brochure for that particular model. So then the brochure itself, like I say, it's a 1998 brochure, so in my money that makes this the 4th generation Ford Fiesta. Right, almost in the centre of that really, because production went from October 1995 to December 2002 in Europe. In places like Brazil it went on for a bit longer, but yes, I know some people don't like the 4th generation, but I like the overall styling, particularly if you got the higher spec models. I think the Ghia, wasn't it, you could have like a little bit of a unusual sort of grille on it. We may be able to see that in small print. Hopefully it'll show a small picture of that. But yes, overall I quite like the 4th generation. It was a bit forgettable, you could say, but yeah, I think it went slightly upmarket a little bit from the previous generation. Anyway, let's have a look at how it describes it. We'll have a look at the overall standard features, and then we'll go around the images like we usually do. There's a lot more to the Fiesta than you think. A level of standard equipment normally found on more expensive cars. Ford's latest technology built in. Stylish in every detail, the Fiesta in every way will exceed your expectations. So you do find with these introductions for these different models in the brochure that really the description tells you absolutely nothing. It's just nonsense brochure waffle, which is a bit disappointing. Then it sort of shows you what the standard features are for the Fiesta range as a whole, but you do find on there even the standard features say this is only for the LX and above, etc. But let's have a look at that. So we get a driver's airbag, safeguard engine immobiliser, tailgate wiper with electric wash, stereo radio with either cassette or CD. We also get body colour bumpers on the LX model and above, screen glass tilting and removable sunroof standard on selected models. And then some of the options that are available on selected models. So power assisted steering, screened glass tilting and removable sunroof, heated windscreen, quick clear, alloy wheels and an upgrade audio system. And then it tells you the spec levels at this time, starting with the Encore. I always think it's strange how they played around with these trim levels. Last week we saw with the Ka, there was like the Ka2 and the Ka3. Now we've got the Encore, the LX, the SI, the Ghia and the Ghia X. It's funny how they preferred to put words like Encore rather than L. I'm not sure why. All available as a 3 or 5 door, apart from the Ghia X, which actually you can only get as a 5 door. The model it's designed to showcase this time is that very top of the range 5 door Ghia X, and in fact the interior apparently has got optional features above the standard top of the range model, so they're really pushing that. There we see the interior, and considering this is the absolute top of the range Fiesta you could buy, the Ghia X, it's not really shouting luxury, is it? Of course you get niceties, looking like that upgraded audio CD player, etc. But really the only thing that's standing out is that very plasticky wooden dash. I really don't think Ghia meant as much at this time. And then we get these tiny little images of the car itself. Looks like we get a number plate. I wonder if R661KTW is a real number plate. I've not checked, if anyone would like to do so. Like I said, Ghia X, we get this unusual idea for the grille treatment. It's not silver, it's almost like a glass see-through type thing. I thought it was quite a clever idea and really made the Ghia model stand out. And then we got a couple more blurry shots of the side and the rear before we get to the main model. Now, considering this is the main image, even though the actual quality of it's quite good, I hate that they do these moving images. You just get a blurry looking vehicle. Looks like we got in alloy wheels, although it sounds like they may have been an optional extra even on the Ghia X. It doesn't really tell you too much. Looks like this one's green, I'm presuming. Even the colour's hard to make out, but green seems to be the colour that they're really promoting in this particular brochure. But like I said last week, that is it. That's all you get for the little spec model, the models of each car each week. And unfortunately only a double page spread, which is sad, and one of the reasons I prefer earlier brochures, but still it's nice to take a quick glimpse of the range, and that's what we'll be doing in coming weeks. You could also get at this time the Fiesta as a light van. This is the Fiesta 35 van. Think no windows at the back or seats. Always a strange idea for a van, because really, how much room can you actually get in there? But yeah, we'll look at that in more detail when we do actually look at the Ford light van range. So next week will, of course, logically be the Escort. After that, the Mondeo. I particularly like this generation of Mondeo, so that'll be a nice one to have a look at. And then we've got the wacky Scorpio with those crazy bug-eyes. What a strange design that was, but I've said it before, where do you spend most of your time? In the interior, and I actually quite like the interior on those as well. But anyway, next week, Escorts, another quick look at what was on offer in 1998. Like I say, very quick little glimpses, so these particular episodes on Friday are only quick, but I do actually quite like to throw shorter brochure episodes together with the longer episodes, really. Gives you a few options. I'll put a link at the end of this episode though, which will eventually have all these cars together, but if you did miss the Ford KA, you'll be able to click on that now and see that model. But we'll end, as we always do, by saying, if you've not done already, please do consider subscribing. It is always completely free, always will be, so don't be worried about hitting that subscribe button. Keeps you in touch with the channel, and if you hit that bell, it'll always tell you when a new episode is on. We've got over 600 episodes now and growing fast, so plenty of viewing pleasure for you viewers and collectors and car nerds alike. We've got a really good selection of viewers, great comments, and I always think that makes a channel if you got some really good comments coming in, and do appreciate you all. You can also become a member now as well. No pressure to become a member, it's an option there. Really helps support the channel. Appreciate those who have become members, because that little bit extra really does help me and motivate me to continue going, because I do this for virtually nothing, really, to be honest with you. So thank you to the members. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all, and like I say, if you do want to become a member, have a look on the homepage. Very, very cheap starting price, and you'll get an extra episode each week. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle, so I must end the episode by saying thank you so much for watching today. Please do come again soon. Please take care. All the best, and goodbye.